Live, where news comes first. This is ABC 7 with breaking news.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on air, online on kvia.com and on your smartphone. For ABC 7 at 4, I'm Mark Ross, and we are following breaking news this afternoon. The accused Walmart shooter appearing this afternoon in federal court as he was rearraigned on new federal charges. We have complete team coverage, and we will be getting to ABC 7's Soul Signs in just a few minutes. He was out in the federal courthouse during the hearing. Right now, let's go to ABC 7's Eric Elkin, who is continuing our team coverage. He is outside the federal courthouse with a special guest to provide reaction to today's rearraignment. Eric?
All right, Mark, thank you. And we are live now with former El Paso Mayor Dee Margo. The accused Walmart shooter, Patrick Crusius, pleading guilty to all 90-plus charges of those federal hate crime charges, each one of those being read off inside the courtroom just behind me. And I'm joined now by the former El Paso Mayor, Dee Margo. Mayor Margo, you were in the room for that hearing, and it impacted you. How so?
Well, it was very emotional. I mean, hearing the names again reminded me, and I can't feel what the families felt, but hearing the names again reminded me of the funerals and the memorial services that my wife Adair and I attended, every one that we could attend, and then each time they read off the counts against him, and then the narrative by the prosecutor of exactly what transpired that morning. It's an emotional gut wrencher.
It's been 3 years since he's been before a judge in a courtroom. February of 2020 is when you have to go back to since he was in the courtroom. It's been a long 3 years for this community that's continuing to try and heal, of course, and to get to this point with a rearrangement. How do you think this community has handled the last 3 years and the last 3.5 years without this sense of true closure?
Well, as you said, I don't think we've had true closure, and I don't think we will until after this is fully resolved through the court system. And he receives the full penalty of what he should receive. My disappointment on the federal hate crimes is that they took away the death penalty as a possibility. I'm looking forward to the fact that they will have to try him again under state capital murder charges.
Why did that upset you?
Because I think there ought to be the penalty of death, capital murder. He did this, it was an attack on who we are as a community. He came from 700 miles away. I've said on many, many occasions since the day of the tragedy that this person never would have come from the El Paso Juarez area. It's not who we are, it's not what we're all about, and it was an attack on us and our entire region. And that's what we are. We're one region that's been here since 1659.
What did it feel like in the room from your vantage point?
Well, it was tough. There were some family members getting upset. I still get upset about it. It's an emotional time. I feel for those families. I pray for those families. I pray for our healing. And I have prayer cards on my desk in my study at home to remind me of what transpired and these people who will not be forgotten.
And of course, we cannot show you what happened inside because it is a federal courtroom, so of course we can't show you the video. We are working to get these sketches of what happened inside that courtroom, but that's why we have to use someone like former El Paso Mayor Dee Margo to share what it was like inside that courtroom just a couple of hours ago. Just within the last hour and a half is when all of this played out, and ABC 7 Soul Signs was also in there. So Mark, I know we're going to get the vantage point from Soul Signs as well as to what it was like inside that courtroom.
Elkin, downtown outside the federal courthouse. Thanks to you and thanks to Mayor Margo. We'll get back to you in our next half hour.